Hey fam, it's your boy Pop Pop. It's 80 degrees out, so I don't have my shirt on. So this video is not Helen Smith qualified or whatever, but oh well. A lot's going on in the world. I just saw a report that said U.S. service members have been injured in the yellow and blue country, and they're being shuttled over to German hospitals to receive treatment. So we need to pray for them. The regular news isn't even admitting that we have boots on the ground in the yellow and blue country. So that's no surprise either. A lot's going on. And I can tell you, fam, when this stuff heats up and somebody finally pushes a button, that this stuff gonna go very, very fast. It's gonna go very fast. And there's gonna be lines for food, lines for gas. So if you're not stocked up with a sizable pantry in your home, you're gonna be short. And you need to have a working pantry, and you need to have a hidden room pantry with all of your defense supplies and your water and your food and everything else. Preferably a safe room, that you have a bookcase in front of the door or a mirror, and you tell your kids, don't tell anybody about it. And you sprinkle a little bit of coffee grounds at the bottom of the door or diatomaceous earth. So when Uncle Joe sends his people by to do a home wellness check, and they knock on your door and ask to see your food supplies and your self-defense tools, because that day is going to come. That day is going to come, I can tell you. And the other thing, fam, that's going to come, I believe within the next year, 2024 or so, is going to be a draft conscription. So you young people, you want to make sure that you're doing well in school. And if anybody asks you your aspirations for what you want to become, you want to make sure that you tell them that you want to be a doctor, so that you're part of the elite that they're going to want to rescue, and they're not going to send you off packing to WAR. Because I'll tell you, fam, they're not going to care. They're not going to care whether you say you're binary or non-binary, or whether you're going to go off to WAR in high heels and a dress. When they get short of supplies and men and everything, they're going to start taking what they need, and they're going to start sending people off. It's always been the same way, that the old people send the young people off to WAR. People in their late teens and early 20s that get their hands and feet and legs shot off, and then they come back. And now in this country, we have 40,000 U.S. service people that are homeless, that serve this country honorably, and they're out on the streets. That should never be, with all of the money that we're spending on everything else. For somebody to come back and be injured, and they can't take up their old job because of mental injuries or physical injuries, and they wind up on the street sick and alone, that should never, never happen. in this country. But see, we've spit in the face of God. And I can tell you, fam, that we are not going to be under God's blessing anymore. We are beginning to see the birth pains. And we're right on the edge of the tribulation period. As far as history goes, this time is called the beginning of sorrows. And young people, if you're in mommy and daddy's basement and you're playing your video games waiting for somebody to tell you what to do and when to do it and how to do it, you're not going to make it. And you're dragging on your family when mommy and daddy's upstairs trying to fix a meal and keep a roof over your head, and you grudgingly go upstairs and shovel down your dinner without thanking God or thanking your parents or thanking the people who grew the food. And then you rush off downstairs to pick up, your game again. And you push your little sister away from the game controller. And you have all this turmoil because you're not contributing to your family. And you just are interested in the next highest score on some worthless game, Grand Theft Auto or something like that. For my money, that stuff shouldn't even be in your house. It's just everybody I've ever known that's got one of those game stations, they always fight over it. And it's a source of contention. And that's the way they want it to be. They do not want a strong family structure in this country. And that's because they're lying to you, and they have plans for when this WAR gets going, and they're going to start sending people off to the grist mill. So, in any case, young people, you want to be as much help to mommy and daddy as you can. And you want to be an asset to your family. And if they don't believe in prepping, by all means, you can spend $5 or $6 on a case of water or a case of baked beans or something and put it in your closet so when the time comes and the stuff hits the fan, that you're going to be your family's hero. Believe me. And young people, if you want to be respected, you put down the video games, turn off the TV, help your family out, and they will respect you for it. Pay a couple of bills if you have some money. Pay the light bill or the phone bill for your parents, and they will stop beefing on you. Believe me. If you're an asset to the family, you will gain a higher ranking in your family structure. So, I was on my own since a child. Since being a child, I went to work full time at age 14. At age 15, I was out of the house for good. And that door didn't swing both ways. So, the Bear Country tomorrow is doing a full-on alert because they believe that the Iron Eagle country, that's us, they believe that Iron Eagle might do a first strike on them. Now, I personally believe that when the time comes and the bear goes to strike out, because they're ticked off at all the help that the yellow and blue country is getting from NATO, and in particular from Britain, I believe that they'll probably strike Britain first before they strike America, because Britain is isolated enough that all of that fallout won't get back to the bear country, before it falls on the rest of Europe. I personally believe that Britain and the United Kingdom is at much higher risk right now than America is currently. But all of this stuff is going to be worldwide. And you need to keep your gas tank filled. You need to keep a means of defending yourself. And if you don't have a dog, I strongly advise you get yourself at least a Jack Russell Terrier. They're good watchdogs. Or get yourself a pit bull and train that animal so that it knows that its place in your family is to protect your kids and protect your family. I'm not saying you can't play with the animal, be kind to it, but I'm all for using just one words with the dog. Food, pee-pee, do you need to go out and pee-pee? Then you point at your children, you say, protect. And I'm for training a dog in a different language so that no stranger can come up and tell your dog what to do. And if your dog goes up to a stranger wagging its tail and all, I would suggest that you tell that dog, bad dog, so it knows that it's supposed to be for your family and your family alone. I'm not saying that you train it to attack innocent people, but you train that animal so that it knows that you're giving it food and shelter, and that in return you expect it to protect your family and your children. Stuff is getting serious now, fam. This isn't fun and games. This isn't fun and games. And then the day after tomorrow, the United States is having its alert. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on that we don't know about. If you want to know a good site that's got some really good information about what's going on, those would be Canadian Prepper, Full Spectrum Survival, and Monkey Works. Works is spelled W-E-R-X, Monkey Works. That tells you where all the doomsday planes are currently circling. And fam, I'm asking for your support. I'm asking that if you feel that you get value from my channel, and I know I get people watch me all the way around the world to South Africa and Germany and all around this world. If you're getting value from my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and click the like button, because I need to monetize my channel as soon as I can so that I'll have a backup income. So I'll have a backup income so when the government shuts down, in a month or so, I'll still have a means of supporting myself, because I'm all alone. So I'm not asking you to do anything out of pocket other than click the like and subscribe. The Word of God says that a soldier is worthy of his hire. All I'm asking is for what's fair. I'm sorry I don't have puppies and clowns and kittens and balloons on my channel, but we're in the end game right now, and things are too crucial to fool around with kindergarten games. Pop out.